wait, this isn't starting either. I'm not live anywhere right now. What? Oh. And it was such a good song. Okay, I'm finally live on YouTube. I don't think I'm live on Facebook, though. That is really strange. Good morning, Gerbot. Boy, I is Mercury in Gatorade? Because I am not achieving the goal of this broadcast. I'm gonna try again. We'll start this over. I've already started the YouTube over one, and the song was just epic, and nobody heard it. It was kind of like a sand mandala. Lisa yesterday said, "You know, we can just mandala this shit," and meaning like just let it go. And I thought that was so great. Okay, we're gonna try again with Facebook and see if it's. If not, we're gonna do it live. Do it live. All right. Well, oh, my video's frozen. Really? Oh, can you hear my audio though? I wonder if I'm having bandwidth issues where I'm at. That could be the reason. Well, it looks like I'm live now on Facebook again, and it looks like I'm live on YouTube again. And the powers that be, the reptilian Zuck army, is not able to keep us down. We are live again. We are connected. We are having Love Morning, which is our daily practice. And just so you know, if any time at 9 o'clock, if I'm unable to connect, or you can't be in front of a computer, you can always just go and join the intention. And we can add your vibe to the Love Morning collective experience through intention itself. These tools, these digital tools of visual and audio vibrations that we share the experience of the same vibrations, these are tools to help us experience something that is mostly about our shared intention. It's easier and more fun when we can share it, but we don't have to. We could say, hey, tonight at 9 o'clock, everybody, let's remember that we're all connected, and it's still the same thing. Good morning, Tony. Awesome. Tony's saying that it is working well now. Excellent. Gerbot says it's all in our heads. Those are big words that more and more true to me with every year of growth and evolution in the spiritual depth. Like, man, the degree of our human experience that is determined by what's inside our heads is 100%. Is IKR? I know, right? Is it? Because I like that. I am going to try to spend an entire day speaking only in acronyms. Okay? No, I can't do it. So what are you grateful for today? Today I'm grateful that we got working on both platforms after, some struggles with tech. I am grateful that seem to find a balance with heat and temperature lately. It hasn't been bad in San Diego, but it's outside of my comfort, teeny tiny ribbon of the temperature I like. And been able to exercise early in the morning, and then usually get like a walk around the block in the afternoon, and getting a little bit of vitamin D. I feel like I'm getting a little color on me, which I know people that love me are like, don't do that. But I have a little bit of tanorexia. I've always wanted to have a tan. For many years I wore, tanning cream in a nice orange hue. You can look at my old pictures and go, oh yeah, I can see the orange. And then for many years I went to tanning salons in addition to tanning creams, and I've become more comfortable in my natural skin, but it is nice, especially as Burning Man approaches, to get a little base coat so I don't just get fried up. Diana, good morning. Diana says, grateful it's the end of my workday. Wow, well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. What is it that you do that the workday ends at this time? Or where are you where the workday ends at this time? Thanks for sharing, Diana, and good morning. Good morning in Pittsburgh, Neck. Neck is so grateful for this beautiful day. It's sunny and 71. 71! That's the year I was born. And I was thinking about that because I was writing this morning about my experience seeing the movie Oppenheimer. And I think it was yesterday that I was talking about this and about how it brought up these memories of my youth and living during the Cold War. And so I was thinking about, I was born in 71. You know, my dad was born in 41, 42, 41. And so his like really resonating experience from that movie was about the communism hunts of McCarthyism. And my like, whoa, that like rattled me was the experience of thinking about nuclear war. Good morning, Nightly Lover. Nightly Lover is grateful for the resources I'm finding to prep for my first time on the playa next year. I hope that includes my videos. If not, you should definitely check out my boot camp. Which is bootcamp.hugnation.com. And for even more, you can go to playaprinciples.com. And there's a bunch more videos about principles and philosophy and tips and tricks and all sorts of stuff. Yay! Nightly Lover says, watch all the bootcamp episodes. Sweet! We'll hopefully see you in the dust. I will be at 9 and E. I'm getting more and more excited about the burn. And I'll share some gratitude for that in one moment after I say, welcome, Jason! Good morning. So good to see you. I've been talking about Burning Man and thinking about Burning Man a lot. And my last year was difficult. And so my planning mindset has been filled with more anxiety and worry than in years past because I am not fully recovered from the traumatic experience of last year. And I keep reminding myself, like, it might not be that hot. It very well may be. If you look at our world right now, a hotter and hotter experience does not seem impossible. But who knows? Weather fluctuates. Maybe it won't be 108. Maybe it will be 95, which would be a big difference. And maybe it'll even be overcast. You know, maybe. So don't suffer in advance. Prepare, but don't feel the suffering. You know, Shakespeare said, a coward dies 1,000 deaths, but a hero dies just once. Meaning, if it's going to be hot and terrible, I'll experience it then. But every time that I think about and worry about the heat before then, I'm experiencing a little bit of that death in advance. So, but I'm really grateful for what my partner Lisa said yesterday. She said, we were trying to plan, like, when's the best time to get there for, like, the lines and this, and she said, I have more faith that you and I together will be able to handle anything, and I would rather invest in that faith than spend days of worry and thought trying to make the best plan. And I was like, fuck, that's awesome. Yeah, okay, yeah, all right, we can do this, we got this. And I'm super grateful for her and her presence, and you know, we had we've been speaking in advance to try to anticipate what challenges we may have. Like, I'm saying, look, I may be overheated, I may be defensive and snippy, and she's like, what could I do? It's like, okay, I requested to say, if you could ask me, are you feeling dysregulated? That will help me to go, okay, yes, I am. I'm dysregulated. Now that there's a lot of ways that the same request I could hear in a way that would make me defensive. Like, why don't you drink some water? You know, like, or but and so we've been trying to anticipate, knowing our minds and knowing the way our thoughts and how we work. Like, how can we help the other person to help us? So I'm super grateful to be in a relationship where that is such an active part of our communication. Like, I really feel like my relationship is a project, an art project, as we learned from some therapists that we went to. Oh, Elizabeth is grateful to attend another burn this year with people I love. Yay! I love that these morning gatherings are becoming like a energetic road to the playa. And if you're not going to Burning Man, you can still join us on this energetic road to the playa. And the playa, I encourage you to just think of it as a time of creative expression. So if you don't go to Burning Man, that week, maybe plan a dress-up picnic with some friends. And so as we are getting excited about being creative and being around community and supportive, and even learning about the 10 principles, even if you're not going to Burning Man, and learning about maybe watching the boot camp and still feeling like, oh, here's some things, so I think I invite you to join us on this journey towards whatever our playa is. Good morning, Mingle. Good morning, Brandy. Gerbot saying that a base tan helps a lot, especially during setup. Yeah, it's hard to have enough sunscreen and enough big brimmed hats and enough coverage when it's so hot. Gerbot said he saw Oppenheimer last night and it was magnificent. I love the way Christopher Nolan tells stories. Yeah, that movie is, as I said, I was writing about it this morning. I was thinking about it yesterday. I mean, the acting is just so, and it's got so many good actors in it. It's so good. And the sound too. I just kept the editing, and it's like, it rattled me in a way that was so good that I made an appointment with my therapist this morning. That's how good this movie is. And maybe how good I am doing with my personal growth, that I'm ready to take on some like deep, dark stuff. Next, a friend said to prepare the best you can and plan for an adventure. That's, you can never plan enough for Burning Man your first time. You can't learn enough. You just got to do have fun with the process of getting ready, get the basics, and then, as much more as you can. If you have, veterans that you can lean on and work with people so you have some shade together, these kind of things, and then charge and do the best you can. Brandy is probably 99% ignorant as to Burning Man, and I'm grateful for your suggestion to look into the whole thing from pre-creation through now. Cool. Jody says, I've come to a place to be grateful for how difficult last year's burn was. It feels like it shook it up and caused some needed change for even us veterans. Nature humbled me last year. The external burn was harder than the internal burn last year. I guess we need that reminder every now and then. I think I remember there was one year where it was just like 89 degrees every day and sunny and gorgeous. And then the next year, it was like full of people that are like, yeah, I'm here for the party. And it was a fucking rough weather year. And a ton of people, the weather can change the vibe. Like, if you're not ready for extreme survival camping, then it's not the thing for you. And that's one of my questions. Like, I don't think I am, at this stage of my life, I would not sign up for extreme survival camping. And the challenge of the environment is one of the things that I used to love, because it creates this moat. You can't be a fair weather burner. Like, I'm going to go check it out. Like, well, it's fucking hard to get there. And once you're there, you have to be prepared. And once you're there, it's fucking hard to survive. But it's different every year. Some years it's been exceptionally difficult. Some years easy. And it's been super cold some years. There's been some years where you never wear anything skimpy, because it just never gets warm. And some years where it's raining, and some years where it just never stops wind. Last year was just super fucking hot. And my mind is like, it's going to be that hot from now on. That was one of the things that I struggled with last year when I was sick and overheated, potentially with COVID, thought could die. And, and I was thinking, this is the global climate change that I've been worried about my whole life, or for many, many years. Like, it's never really affected me that much. No rising ocean waters, and I never had to deal with a tornado at a weird time, but here is my home, my thing, my place, and now it is too hot for me to experience it. I cannot. And that mental story of, oh, climate change has just ruined Burning Man for me was, a heavy hit. Sandy, good morning. Sandy says, won't be at the burn, but they're in spirit. Good to see you too. Good vibes finally coming around. Glad we're riding the wave together in these tough days. Yes, thank you, Sandy. I am grateful today, as I said, for my relationship and the comfort that I am receiving in this shared experience of trust and communication. Grateful that I got to see my brother yesterday and my nephews and my sister-in-law. Have such a beautiful bond with my brother, so it was great to talk to him about life and parenting, and yeah, he's just a real. I feel so grateful for my brother and my relationship with him. Good morning, Painty. Much love to you. Anyone else have any gratitude they'd like to share, or a Oppenheimer review, or a Barbie review? That's the only two movies I've seen lately. I just started rewatching Game of Thrones. Enjoying watching that. I finished Peaky Blinders. Speaking of the star of Oppenheimer, he's fantastic. Cillian, is that how you say his name? What's his last name? Cillian. I want to say Murphy, but that sounds too stereotypical. Maybe that's right. I don't know. But I really enjoyed Peaky Blinders, especially considering I started watching it a long time ago, and then it just was so violent, and I don't usually like really violent stuff, but I loved it. And in the same way I loved Game of Thrones when the first time I watched it. Like, there's something about the chess play of cruelty and violence with brilliance and tactics intertwined with it that I find very fascinating. Clearly others do. There's a lot of TV shows about that. Brandy said she just started the newest Peaky Blinders yesterday. Loved the actress that died. I had to look that up afterwards. I'm like, wait, what happened? One of the main actresses died before the last season, and so they had to adjust the script and figure out how they were going to deal with it. Sandy says, thankful for creative short films, playing in a band, and somehow surviving while creating things, and being in immersive entertainment. And my new nephew, yeah, right on. What kind of music does your band play? Next saying, watch less shows, go experience life. Good advice. I had that thought yesterday as I was settling in on the TV, like, well, am I going to regret the time that I spend receiving entertainment instead of creating? It's a balance. I think that's the key, is just to own it, whatever you do, to not judge. Whatever your choice you make, own the choice. Anyone else want to share any gratitude before we hug and head out into our days? Sandy plays in a cover band that plays anything that sparks joy. Are you guys called the Marie Kondos? Just whatever, you playing what sparks joy? I'm just, That, although that would be a pretty cool name for a band. Uh, Gerbot says, grateful for this time together again. Yes, me too. And I will say a special thank you to Gerbot, who occasionally will pop into the gratitude circles at noon or 6, which is a Zoom call so we can see each other's faces. And it is a treat for me to occasionally receive the beautiful images of your faces. You can even send me a photo if you want and say, this is me. You don't have to. I can feel your energy. I can see the profile pics. Some of you I've met in person, and some of you show up at gratitude circles frequently or daily. And so, but I do like the crossover because this is a different vibe, which I think Gerbot can attest to, than the gratitude circles. But there's overlap. Definitely, if you feel comfortable in one, you will probably feel comfortable in another. Gerbot says, show up when I can. That was a good Freudian. I grow up when I can. Yeah, both. Yes. Brandy says, I'm grateful for the break in the heat and humidity that's been over Connecticut for the last minute or two. I'm also grateful for Amy and Asher. Amy has been working hard she's bought a new house in Connecticut and has been working on it, and she's working on her yard, and she just posted pictures of this outdoor, like a picnic or not picnic, but like a s'mores. She's got a fire pit in her backyard, and she's made it look really beautiful, and it just made me feel so good to see her life looking. She crafted this life so beautifully, and to see little Asher, having a blast and being goofy and silly, eating s'mores and enjoying the nature of this beautiful space that she's made a life in. Reminisce. Is that enough? Is the name. Cool, Sandy. You have a great day too. And let's all have a great day. And let's give ourselves a hug before we head off into the day. Unless anybody has a final gratitude they want to share, or a question, or a request. I could sing a final song since nobody heard the intro song because it was because the technology wasn't working. Alex! Hey, Alex, I have a list of things to do at Burning Man, and there's only 3 things on it, and one of them is cruise around with you in Time Bandit. What are the other ones? Oh, Dimitri and OT's wedding renewal vows that I'm going to do on Thursday afternoon. And I've got my shift at Pink Heart afternoon. The Pink Ride, Thursday noon. Oh, try to get some photos with Jamin. I think that's it. I've got some shifts at Pink Heart. I have to move them, actually, because initially I was going to come early and leave early, but now I need to stay. So I think I'm going to come late. I got to think it through. This is part of the fear. Like, what do I need to do to take care of myself versus am I being too cautious out of fear and trying to set myself up for success? Especially considering it's the first sober burn, and I don't want to push myself to a place of breaking. Well, wherever you are in this moment, give yourself a big squeeze. And as you feel these arms holding you, let it be my arms holding you and the arms of the people here that are watching from around the world. And even the people that are tuning in via recording, joining us in intention. And feel yourself holding me and holding all of us, sinking to this place of our shared humanity, knowing that we're far more alike than we are different. And the world, the vast majority of people out there would rather hug you than hurt you. So let's be those people. Let's be those examples of connection and kindness and authenticity. Let's raise the bar for the people around us to show them it's okay to be an ambassador of love. And recruit people through the way we walk through the world, just giving permission. So let's take a deep breath in and squeeze one another. On behalf of my beautiful Grandpa Caleb and you incredible ambassadors of love, thank you for being here for this Love Morning and Hug Nation. Love you. Please check out all the goodies that I got live, two new articles on Medium, a new episode on Stay Sparked podcast, new podcast of Heart on the 80s. Heart on the 80s, I really watch it on the YouTube channel, the Heart on the 80s YouTube channel. I think, is it called Heart on the 80s or is it called Gratuitous Boobs now that I think about it? I think it's, if you can't find the link, just say, hey, bro, you said watch this and I can't find it. It's certainly linked on johnstyn.com. You can go to johnstyn.com, johnstyn.com, and that'll get you to everything. In fact, maybe I'll just type that real quick. I think if you, the latest episode of Hard on the 80s, if you see it, I listened to it as well, but this one is so fun because we're laughing so hard that there's times like when Shonda is just like, she's laughing so hard and you can't even hear it. But maybe it's just because I love Jimmy and Shonda so much. And if you watch it and you go, you tell me, I want to hear. But if you watch it and go, you're right, you guys are funny, I'd like to hear that too. Because it's the kind of thing like, how much effort should I spend into trying to like market and promote these or make it better? Like, should I hire a engineer to take this to the next level? Like, I could hire someone and we could put more movie clips in it. Right now it's just us talking, but we could put clips of the movie in it. It just takes a lot more time, which I'm willing to do if I think it's people like it and they want to listen to it. If it's just for, Jimmy, me, and Shonda, I'd still do it. It's just, just good for me to know. No attachment. You don't need to give me a compliment to make me feel good. But I would like to know if you like things or don't like things. Thanks. I love you. Have a beautiful Tuesday.